We spoke of perfection. Salvador Dali said, "Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it." There are things and ways we can support ourselves as we try to achieve our goals and try to bring about these changes and develop new habits. One of the most underestimated and most powerful things that people can do, whatever area of their life it is they're wanting to bring about change in or improvement, is to get more sleep. This might seem like a very simple thing to say. Because it's simple and simple to do, can be underestimated regarding how much positive impact it can have upon your life experience. Take a moment to familiarize more with this whole concept of sleep and its relationship to your diet. First, we said the other evening that your brain is in communication with all the cells of your body 24 hours a day, every second of your life, in fact. That is how your body, your physiology, is able to function. Because the brain receives messages from the cells telling the brain what's going on in your body. The brain processes that information and sends back messages and commands in return, to which the cells of the body respond. Now, this includes all bodily processes, including digestion, including absorption of nutrients from the intestinal tract into the blood. It includes uptake of nutrients from the blood and carrying of them to the cells. It includes the whole eliminative processes that you go through. Push out of your body that which you have no use for, is toxic to you, or is simply in excess to your requirements. All of these things are dependent upon that two-way communication, brain to body, body to brain. So we can easily see that if one becomes underslept, when I'm talking about underslept, I'm not looking at duration of sleep. I'm looking at the quality or depth of sleep, which is equally as important, and I'll explain why. When we're looking at these things, we realize we are also looking at how efficiently, as a result, your whole digestive processes will be functioning, and as a result, how effectively you'll be able to supply your body with its nutrient needs. Not common knowledge is that when you become constipated, it can be a very clear symptom that you are underslept. Because if your body does not have the capacity to conduct its physiology in a dynamic and vibrant way, everything slows down. And what is constipation? We know in real terms what constipation is when your eyeballs start working independently of each other when you're in the bathroom. In terms of physiology, what it means is the fecal matter has hung around too long in the colon, and more water has been withdrawn for recycling everywhere else. A lot of the water that is used to form your feces is actually recycled for use elsewhere in the body, after a while, to lead you to feeling drowsy. The same thing when you are preparing to sleep. In that transition time that you can create between your busy day and going to bed at night, deliberately soften your voice, quieten your voice, slow your voice down. Coupled with your slower movements, this will start to really prepare your body for sleep. And for those of you who haven't mastered the skills of visualization, I encourage you to do so, to be able to exercise your imagination. Because your imagination, like anything, the more you practice and use it, the stronger it gets. If you want to practice strengthening your imagination, when you lie in bed at night, try and bring to mind or imagine that you're sitting in an office at a desk. And all over the office desk are bits of paper. Each bit of paper's got something you've got to remember to do, or something you're worried about, or some issue. And you're going to sit there in your imagination and file the pieces of paper. They can either go in the file that says tomorrow, they can either go in the file that says postpone till another day, way beyond tomorrow, or they can go in the big round file called the trash can. And then once your desk is cleared, you can just allow yourself to sink off to sleep. I like to get up and walk out of my office and turn the sign on the door over in my imagination. From open, it says closed, gone to sleep, back tomorrow. Literally allow yourself to let go of your worries and concerns. You will sleep better, and your digestive system as a response will work a lot better. We talked a lot about developing new habits. Doug gave a wonderfully inspiring section there about ways you could do that and follow through on your commitment. We talked about tricycle mapping and making sure we were clear what our intentions were. But there's one thing I can confidently guarantee you. If you are underslept, your ability to follow through on your intentions is at least cut in half. And I suspect more. I know for me, more. If I'm feeling tired and underslept, everything feels like too much effort, too much to bother with. oh, that can wait till tomorrow. If I've made some declaration about I'm going to make this new lifestyle habit or dietary habit become established, if I'm tired, no way. If you are revitalized when you get up in the morning, you're inspired with your own energy, and then you are challenged. Temptation comes your way, and you remember your tricycle map, or you remember some of the little gems that Doug gave you earlier, you will be able to follow through so much more effectively. Anyone who's interested in developing new habits, one of the first things they need to do is watch their sleep quantity and quality. It can make all the difference between success and failure. Getting to bed a little bit earlier, the duration also is a factor. It's kind of amusing. A lot of people sit around in the evening waiting for one of two things to happen. One thing they're waiting to happen is that somebody will come along, scoop them up, undress them, clean them off, and put them between the sheets. And all they need to do is just be limp and lie there. For most of us adults, unfortunately, it doesn't ever happen. Most of us do it ourselves, so waiting around for someone else to do it isn't going to work. The other thing that people do is sit around waiting for something fun to happen. Like waiting for a real good thing to come on the TV. They flick through them, there's nothing on, there's nothing on, there's nothing on, I'm so tired, there's nothing on, there's nothing on. And it's like they've got to wait until something fun happens or something miraculous happens. In England, we're very famous for our pubs. Places you go if you want to destroy your health. They're full of alcohol and cigarette smoke. But apart from alcohol and cigarette smoke, they're full of people who go there purely because they're waiting for something to happen. And they go there every night and it never does. When you get to that point in your evening where you can't think of a good reason to stay up, what you do is apply what I call the oomph technique. The oomph technique describes what usually comes out of people's mouths as they make that humongous effort to lift themselves out of the couch. It's like, oh, they get up and they start heading up the stairs for bed. It's the oomph technique, okay? And I have another quote here, and particularly applicable to this thought. It says, triumph is just the oomph added to try. So if you want to try and change your diet, if you want to try and develop some new healthy lifestyle habits, think about the oomph factor, that getting out of that chair and getting to bed that much earlier. It can really pay dividends. Never underestimate the power of sleep. It costs you nothing, and it's so pleasurable to wake up in the morning and feel I'm ready for the day. It makes all the difference.